Hi, beautiful Gemini. Welcome to a new era. My name is Emma. Gemini, this is your monthly read for October, for the month of October. And we're going to start with an overall message here, overall energy, and then go deeper and deeper into that energy to see what the message really is about for you in October. And I also want to say I still offer personal readings, video, automatic writing, healing, you name it. Look in the description box and see if you're interested in something there. Okay, Gemini. What do we have for Gemini for the month of October? Overall message. Overall energy. Gemini. Dreams. Believe in your dreams. This is beautiful. So, Gemini, I find that there's a lot of people that has, I don't know if I should call it improved on their dreams, but like they're starting to remember their dreams so much more as they wake up. It's like, it's more vivid than ever before. They remember several dreams from the night. The fact that they just even remember one dream is like big. There's the dream state has sort of elevated, but this can also be when a couple of things coming through here, because this can be when you are preparing yourself for something new, or you're wanting something new. Your manifestation process is like high, and you're asking the universe for things and whatever. And this is when it sort of has reached dream state, when it has reached the manifestation itself is starting to really become a reality. So you're pulling it in. It's not just a thought out in the ether somewhere. You're pulling it in to actually make it up to be a dream in the dream state, for you to make a decision like, is this something you truly want, or is this something that like that's not a good dream. This is sometimes, when we think of something that we want, and we might feel like it's a long time coming, like, where are the things that I want, blah, blah, blah. And then you have a dream about someone or something that is taking place. And that dream feels so real that, like, as you wake up, you feel like it actually has happened. And that can be a huge help to support where you're going. You might feel like, oh my God, like, I know how it feels now. Like, I felt like I actually did meet that person, or I had an interview with this person and it went really, really well, or I met the person of my dreams. And that's the other thing as well. This is usually my card, and this hasn't come out in a long, long time. This is usually my card showing up when there's someone about to enter your life. Usually of the romantic kind, but it can be like just soul tribe situation, like soul tribe. It's such a used word now, but like someone that really fits, like someone of like mind, someone that really fits you where you're at on your journey at this stage, at this time in your life, whether that is like a true instantaneous friend, whether that is a romantic partnership, whether that is a coworker, like a business partner. It's someone of importance, and usually this card shows up when that person is about to arrive, like it's a little heads up, if you will. So going deeper to see what's going on for you. What do we have for Gemini? And like it's asking you to believe, like to believe in your dreams, to believe where you're going. If you're dreaming about something that you want, to believe that it's like it's about to manifest. The dream itself is a manifestation. Which dreams are really good at showing you that if it's something that you don't like, that we sort of are getting a heads up before it actually takes place, before we actually manifest it in the real reality. If it's something you don't like look at yourself a little bit like, oh, I don't want to manifest that. But today it feels like something you want. You want this to happen. Okay, going deeper for Gemini. What do we have for Gemini, please? I'm seeing the, I don't know if it's expressed the same way as in Swedish, the Sphinx. The It's interesting because we just talked about this the other day about Cairo and the pyramids in Egypt. But the Sphinx, is that the same expression? I'm seeing that for whatever reason, so maybe that's just for one person. Okay, going deeper here. What do we have for Gemini, please? Dreams. And if you have a hard time to remember your dreams, or you feel like, well, I'm not one of those who can like vividly explain what happened or blah, blah, blah. Keep a notepad, keep something to write on and a pen just next to your bed. So the second you wake up and you have a dream in your head, write it down. Start to write it down. It helps so much. You're going to start to remember more and more dreams during the night if you write them down. Okay, solutions and 7 of Raphael. Interesting. So I mean, I'm drawn to see that this dude is actually walking on water. I mean, it's a Jesus vibe here for sure. And so look at that. He's definitely walking on water. Do you see that? That's like a little creek, whatever. And then it's 2 cups and he's like pouring. It's like the water is floating upwards. It's not even like the way that he's tilting the glass. It doesn't make sense for the water to like have that big of a stream. So it's almost like the water is sort of going backwards. Like there's a little bit of miracle vibe, and like we're walking on water, and the water. Look, these cups, if you can. There you go. The water coming out of that bottom cup up into the upper cup. The upper cup. So together with the Dreams card and with the 7 of Raphael, I just feel like this is like this is like when we're dreaming about something that we believe is a miracle. Like as long as you feel like it's a miracle, it's the solutions card. Like you're coming into a solution of something. We have the Dreams card. You're getting closer to the actual thing. You might sort of give yourself a lot of messages through your dreams during the night at this time. And it's something about like, don't be afraid to get into the, don't be afraid to normalize it. Does that make sense? Like it's something about, it's so big, it's Jesus-like, it's walking on water. It's a situation that rare, like I don't even know when it happened, when water flew upwards rather than downwards. Like I don't know when that happens. It's like very unlikely. And it's like you're living a little bit of a fantasy, and one should live a fantasy. I mean, it's in the fantasy, it's in the vision, it's in the visualization where things starts to happen. So that's not wrong, but it's like you're staying in the fantasy and you're not realizing anything of it. Does that make sense? Like there's a little bit of a detachment, like a separation between you and this thing. And it's like you're looking at it with such an awe or such a wonder that it's like, it would be a miracle if that happened. And treating it that way is actually holding it apart from you, because you're doing it grander than it needs to be. You're treating it like it is something that is like so hard to, and nothing is harder than the belief you have about it. Did you hear that? That was a good one. Nothing is harder than the belief you have about it. So there's nothing that is said, like if you like Abraham would say, if the universe has the wherewithal to inspire you to even have an idea about it, it is completely and 100% a promise for you to be able to manifest it on planet Earth. And so nothing's too big or out of your league, or out of your league for this planet, or out of your league for whatever. Like, you just need to sort of you need to take it down from the pedestal. You need to get it out of the walk on water situation and get a little bit like down and dirty. I don't know how to explain it. Like, get a little bit more real with it. Treat it as, of course that happens. That happens all the time, at least in my life. It will happen once. Like, thank you for this very thing that I'm attracting here into my life. Play with it. Play with it. Get yourself comfortable with it. Like, treat it as if it's not a walk on water situation. This is not water flying upwards. This is a situation that you are very familiar with. And if you're not, just keep practicing until you feel that this is the most normal thing in the world to you, because that's when it's going to start to happen. You have started the process though. Like, it is on its way. We're already in dream state about it. And I think for you to sort of get it from dream state, again, Abraham reference, to get it from an idea and into your bank, or get it from an idea and into your bed, like, you need to get out of the miracle feel and treat it quite, it's an everyday thing. And if you want to treat it as a miracle, then treat miracles like miracles happens every day. And then we have Seven of Raphael, which is very much about, in ways, about like getting your ducks in a row, like organize yourself. This is like about the chakra system. This is about balancing your chakras, balancing your life. Do you feel right now that you could help? Like, the more in alignment you are with your own self, the more things line up around you, right? And this is about like getting the ducks in a row, like getting your stuff organized. Are you organized yourself? Like, when the moment you wake up until you go to bed, do you feel like you have an organized day? Do you plan your day, or do you sort of just let it slip away a little bit? I mean, this is Gemini that we're talking to, so Gemini typically has a lot to do, and usually when Gemini has a lot to do, you often need to be a little bit organized, or it gets confused or a little bit chaotic. This is asking you, like, it says it's time to make a decision. Like, there's something about like putting your foot down and get really clear on what it is that you want. So the energy. It's interesting because the Taurus reading was all about focus and all about like focused intention. Like, this is where we're going. And the moment that you are focused and you have that, and you are moving in the direction of that, like, everything then starts to work with you. Everything starts to work on your behalf. It almost feels like your life itself is carrying you. This is when we're a little bit out of focus. We don't have a clear plan. You don't know fully exactly what it is that you want. Do you know what you want in your life? Something is about to shift here. There's one thing that you know what you want because it's coming in. It's already in dream state. And I think you can help it a lot by clearing yourself up, getting more organized, getting yourself more into balance. Do you need to detox something in your life? Whether that's food, friends, clothing that maybe is questionable. Are you living in an environment that could need some detoxification? Anything that sort of clears the clutter out of your life, even thoughts that are cluttering your mind a little bit. What television programs do you watch? What do you allow into what conversations are you engaging in? Are they taking you closer to this dream thing, or is it moving you away? And it doesn't have to be exactly about that dream, but like, are you on a positive path? Or are you constantly talking the path down a little bit? Does that make sense? Okay, just a couple of more cards here. See what this is about. We have a Gemini. It might also be that like you have this idea about something. You think you might go there someday. You think you might live this or experience this someday. But it's always someday. It's out there and the days start ticking. And I don't want to say like, clock is ticking, you need to get a move on because like, or it's not going to happen. But there's a feeling of sort of continue with your normal life, continue with your everyday life. And then having like this idea that that thing will happen, but there's a split between what you're living and what you are reaching for. There's a separation there, and it feels quite far off from that's why I'm saying you need to get out of the Jesus state. You need to get out of the walk on water thing. I'm not saying come down on planet Earth and get real. Those things will never happen. That's not at all what I'm saying. I'm saying completely the opposite. This thing that you're dreaming about, like I just said, like Abraham says, nothing's too big. Nothing is literally, there's no miracle. Have you had a thought about it? It is possible for you to reach and have an experience. But there's something about you putting it up on a pedestal thinking that'll happen, and if it happens, like that's later, or like that's really big, or that's like quite profound. So it's like, I don't know if it's going to happen. But there's nothing like in your day-to-day life that is like working towards it or allowing it in at this stage anyway. We have rejoice in celebration. And one more. Wow. Okay, so we have suffering in silence. And we have temptation. So it's interesting because we have rejoice in celebration. Like you are getting closer. You even have brought it into the dream state in your life. You're putting it up on a bit of a pedestal. You need to get your ducks in a row and get a little bit more organized. Maybe detoxify something in your life. And like this is where you're headed towards. We're headed towards celebration. Like there's going to be a moment here where you can have whatever it is that you say that you want. But as of right now, there's a little bit of, I'm sorry to say that there's a little bit of feeling sorry for oneself. But there's a little bit of feeling sorry for oneself. Like instead of like, this is what I mean. I'm feeling the feeling of being trapped a little bit in the old ways of being. Falling back into the habit of not getting enough sleep, getting a little bit too much of the good that you feel like is not good for you, getting trapped in maybe surroundings, work, relationships, thoughts, getting stuck in the old ways. And it's asking you to like just make a decision. This thing that you've been wanting for a while now is going to just be this thing that you've been wanting for a while. It is so close that it's on dreamland, dream stage, that you can actually bring it in. We need to get out of the old ways of being and sort of turning into those temptation things. And maybe speak it out loud, because suffering in silence is really tough. It means that you are living a life a little bit in a way that you not necessarily all the time like. You would like to have a different situation with a couple of things in your life, and you might not voice that too clearly to everyone around you. Sometimes it's nicer to just keep it to yourself because other people just wouldn't understand. But hopefully you have like one person that you can share this with, or even like share it with paper. Write it down, what it is that you want to see the shift in, and start to walk towards it, even if it's just the tiniest little thing, because this is your old life. This is you turning away from the dream that you say that you want and sort of getting a little bit stuck in the old ways, and not fully make a plan to change anything. It's just an idea. It's a beautiful idea, but nothing big really happens. I don't mean to be a downer. I don't mean to like this is not like you are so close to this. This is going to be a reason for you to celebrate. Like you really can choose this if you want to. I just feel like you need to make some sort of inner decision on like what do you want. And so you can start to move towards it. Detoxify where it's needed. And you probably know that already. Like, yeah, I know I need to cut this thing out, or just at least, have it become. I'm sorry. I just got a text that was a little bit alarming that my boy was checking out from kindergarten. I was like, no, he's not, because I'm sitting right here. I'm not getting him from kindergarten. So why are they checking him out? But he was just checked in again. So they probably just checked out the wrong kid. I was like, what happened there? Okay, that was interesting. And maybe that was something for you to, because that happened I was just about to wrap it up here, but that sort of seeped in there to yours. So maybe there's a bit of a worry, is there a bit of a worry going on there? Okay. Like I said, I don't want to be a downer here. I just want to say you're really, really close to something. I think you're closer to it than you even understand. But it's such a utopia or such a dream that it feels far off. I couldn't pick it up if it wasn't close enough. Dream state validates that that's how close it is. So if you just sort of get your ducks in a row, organize yourself a little bit more, cut some things out of your life that you know is not good for you, and you're good to go on this path to celebration of this. Okay? That's what I have for you, beautiful Gemini. Hope that helps somewhat. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.